Last February, I took a short, eventful trip to Italy with my friend Adam. Okay, I say eventful, I pretty much mean a lot went wrong. So I really wanted to see Positano, this colourful seaside town along the Amalfi Coast, but our journey started in Naples, where the nearest airport was, just like a couple of hours away. So we decided to stay a couple of days in Naples, journey over to Positano, spend a couple of days there, then head back to Naples where we were going to get our flight home. That's what was supposed to happen. Here's what actually happened. We touched down in Naples and stayed right by this quiet but popular restaurant, Osteria d'Antonio, where we ate the night we arrived. Great food, great start. We were super tired, so we called it a night there until the next morning, where we walked through to the city centre and the light was hitting differently. So I snapped a few moments along the way. I took my film camera with me, the Canon 81 program. I was using Kodak Gold film at this point, trying to make the most out of the daytime and the winter light. And yeah, I thought these pictures came out really nice. And whilst in the city centre, we couldn't miss seeing this. We saw the Caravaggio painting, the 7 Acts of Mercy, in this like dimly lit church. I can't lie now, I'm not an expert. I'm not claiming to be an expert in art, but I had to go and see this. Everyone told me to go and see this. It didn't disappoint. Then as the sun started to come down, we sat by the coast with this beautiful backdrop of the Tyrrhenian Sea and Mount Vesuvius in the back. I love this picture despite the fact that the colours came out a bit funky, but hey, still feels like a postcard to me. We ended the night there, but that's when the problem started. The next morning we took the underground metro to the main Naples train station. This was the day we were heading to Positano. It was supposed to be a simple case of us taking a train from Naples to Sorrento and then taking a bus all the way to Positano. However, there was an issue on the train line to Sorrento. It wouldn't go all the way. So we had to get off early at Castellammare de Stabia, I may have butchered that, and then we had to take a rail replacement bus from there to Sorrento. We were like, okay, no biggie. Arrived at Castellammare de Stabia, took a few moments by the seaside to just soak in the moment, have a coffee, wait for the bus. And here's where I snapped this beautiful pic just to remember the location, and it turned out to be one of my favorites from the trip. I never saw his face and I love the mystery behind it, and it was just a very spontaneous, authentic moment of a local with an amazing backdrop telling us exactly where we are. So then we jump on the rail replacement bus to Sorrento, and then guess what happens? The bus driver hits another bus driver along the way, which meant that we all had to get off the bus so that the bus drivers could sort it out. Bus journey cancelled, we're in the middle of nowhere. Actually, thankfully, there was a nearby train station which could take us all the way to Sorrento. That was a halfway point we needed in order to get to Positano. So we're there at the train station, but there were so many delays. We even had no idea what the train station conductor was saying, and so we were switching platform left and right, but after several hours, we finally managed to get the train. On this journey, we got to see the most amazing orange and lemon orchards just lining the train tracks for miles and miles in backyards of people's homes, until we finally reached Sorrento. We had a short amount of time here before the next bus set off for Positano, so we walked to the edge of the cliff, looked out onto the coast and enjoyed the views. I went up close to these beautiful orchards, snapped up some nice pictures before heading to the final bus, the bus to Positano. Get in. Now this bus journey was slow but super rewarding. I was just hoping it wouldn't crash like the last one. And it was winding around this Amalfi coastline. Oh man, it was amazing. We even saw these like pastel colors come up in the sky as the sun was setting, mirroring the houses along the coastline. And the sun had set by the time we slowly approached Positano. We finally woke up to views that we had traveled so long for, but there was actually something else that became the highlight of our trip. We stayed in this amazing Airbnb which felt like a postcard experience. Like it looked exactly like the fridge magnet that I bought, which was crazy. And then of course, we hit the beach. It was at temperature where it was kind of cold, like you know you should probably wear a jacket, but you kind of want to feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, so you kind of YOLO it. Yeah, that's what I did. And the views from the beach were insane. Like, look at these pictures. I love how they came out. I love the colors on this. And because it was February, it was off season, so Positano was largely closed. It was practically empty. Apparently most shopkeepers and boat cruise people, they just leave and then they come back in the summer. No one really told us that, but oh well. And this picture I took from the apartment is probably one of my favorites from the trip. I love the colors, I love the framing, super happy with this. Positano was like the definition of a postcard town. We just wanted to sit there all day outside the apartment and just like drink espresso and play cards and just take in the view. And as our trip came to an end, I couldn't help but think of all the inconveniences we had in a different light. Before we left for Positano, our Airbnb host from there told us that she recommended us to take a taxi from Naples to Positano. It was expensive, but she said it would be less hassle given the train issues and everything. She was kind of right, to be honest. Now, it was an expensive taxi journey, granted, but that wasn't the main reason we didn't choose it. The aim was never to just get from point A to point B. It was to experience everything in between. If we took her advice, we wouldn't have been on the metro, we wouldn't have taken national trains with the views of Mount Vesuvius from the side windows, or sat with families and commuters on their regular trips, listening to them speak their native tongue. We wouldn't have seen miles and miles of lemon and orange orchards, towns that otherwise would never have seen us, or even the sun setting whilst winding along the Amalfi Coast. I wouldn't have bus or train tickets as souvenirs, I wouldn't have funny stories to tell with a close friend, and most importantly, I wouldn't have this video. When you break out of your itinerary, you're no longer on autopilot. You have to pay closer attention to the world around you. It makes the experience more visceral, more memorable. There's an element of danger, of wonder and surprise when you're not just sticking to the plan. You allow for things to go wrong. You allow for the unexpected. You allow yourself to be present for the story that is unfolding in front of your eyes. So I'm actually glad we got lost. I'm glad we got delayed. It's just a reminder to me again, first and foremost, that a trip is more than just about the destination. It's a reminder that even when things go wrong, you can process that as a bad experience or a memorable story to cherish. So yeah, Naples and Positano were amazing, but that's not what made the trip the amazing story that it was. Thanks a lot for watching. This was a bit of a shorter travel video. If you want to see some of the others that I've made and made into sort of bigger projects, you can check out the Dolomites and Iceland videos as well as some of the others. And let me know if you spotted the little Easter egg I set in the video where it tells you where my next travel video will be set. Comment down below and I will see you next time.